I haven't made this joke yet, so let's look at the Jolly Green Giant that is Transformers The Last Night Premiere Edition Voyager Class Autobot Hound. And the toy of the self-proclaimed fat ballerina is a lot better than the Age of Extinction toy, based off of accuracy, but unfortunately falls flat in the weapon department. And whenever we get to Studio Series Hound, I think it would more than likely be a new toy, but in the chance that it's not, I hope it's not just the same toy. I hope there's like different paint job or whatever, or maybe different accessories, I don't know. One thing I always forget about this toy, which luckily I remembered, is that his helmet can come off just like the movie, so you can see his bald forehead, or I guess it'd be like a 6 head. I don't know what's where the forehead begins and ends on bald people. Another thing of note with Hound is that he's full of 5mm holes, which I think definitely Hound is the precursor to the War for Cybertron trilogy and Legacy. I mean, look at all that. There's no way that Hound is not responsible for all of the 5mm ports all over our figures of today. Getting into accessories, Hound comes with all this, and it kind of looks like the L4 Siege from Black Ops 3, but I've never seen anyone make that comparison, because everybody I know that likes Transformers does not talk about Black Ops 3 in any way. And here's all the weapons separated, so obviously big guns, little guns, and an adapter piece. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's basically the genesis of what they did with Siege Springer. And here's one of the configurations that I think one of the stock photos for this toy used. I don't remember. Here's a picture of it. And I guess with that, you could replicate the scene where he's holding his ground in the Hong Kong fight against all the KSI bots, where he says the fat ballerina line. Yeah. I guess a little fun thing about Hound here is that he was part of the one and only time I did Secret Santa with my family for Christmas of 2017. Yeah, because that's when the toy came out. And I got him with another figure, and I think you might be familiar with him. It's Transformers The Last Night Leader Class Megatron. So basically you can replicate the scene when they fight in the junkyard, and then they don't do anything after that because they both live. Articulation for Hound. You can't look up because he's already looking up technically. They can look down. He just move his head, tilt side to side, tilt. The arm doesn't go all the way around because look at the backpack piece gets in the way, but it works. And then obviously the arm goes out. Bicep swivel. And also these, I guess they're missiles. Also individual swivels. Double jointed elbows. Not really that impressive because, I mean, Transformers' elbows can vary. So, one of the only Last Night figures with the wrist swivel. The second being Scorn, I believe, on the top of my head. Oh, and Crosshairs. Those are the only three with the wrist swivel off the top of my head. Waist swivel, but it stops because of how his butt is sculpted. Well, I guess not really his butt, that's more like his lower back. But yeah, how it's sculpted doesn't allow it, and it's also ratcheted for some reason. The leg goes up that far forward, but if you unhatch that, oh god, that looks a bit strange when you see under here. And the leg can go out that far forward. The leg can barely go back. The legs barely go out that far. Kind of like, never mind. Oh, also, when you're like posing him and stuff and you have like his legs up, it looks like he's got an ab crunch, even though he doesn't. He's got a thigh swivel, but it's very limited because of all the car kibble and how it's sculpted here. 90, that looks like less than 90 knees. Oh my god. His feet can move around because they're the wheels. And guess what? He's probably one of the only Last Night figures with ankle tilts. Well, actually no, he's the second figure with ankle tilts because Megatron has ankle tilts. I completely forgot. But yeah, this guy has very ingenious articulation, and well, for the toy line he comes in, I'm not talking about in general. For the Last Night toy line, it's pretty impressive. But in the overall Transformers thing, considering what we have now, not really. Oh well, right? Because it's an old toy. Hopefully get a new one in Studio Series. It's straight up not just a repaint of this. Because that would kind of suck, but it would also be cool because this toy is good. Getting into comparisons, here's Hound with all the relevant Autobots. Next, here's Hound with all the relevant Decepticons. And last but not least, this one might be a little unfair to do, but here's Hound next to Legacy Bulkhead. It's because a lot of people say they are basically the same character, which I sort of agree with, I guess. I don't know. Alright, transformation, it's not that hard. That's not really a shock to anybody, I don't think. Because, I don't know. At least compared to the Age of Extinction toy line, it's a little thought-provoking, but actually it's not really that thought-provoking, it's very easy. We'll pull the wheels, but I don't like to fold them in all the way, otherwise it becomes a pain in the ass to pull out. So first off, we're gonna work on the leg. So you take this piece and you just turn it around. So oh my god, it looks like a wheel thing. So then you hinge this forward and you use the ankle tilt inward, and now look at that. Then you move this piece down like a cow catcher, like from Fortnite. Then you take this section and you just put it in, and then you do the same thing on the other side. So turn that around, move that forward, swivel that around, move this down, hinge that all the way, and then put them together. Then hinge that up, so you see his skeleton. I don't know how well this is going to hold up after years and years, since like sliding things don't tend to age very well, but since it locks in and stuff, I think it'll be fine. So then just head away, then his back plate there. Then the arms, take the hand out, move this piece up, and then, yeah, that. Take the hand, move this up, put the hand away, and then unlatch the arms from there, so these whole assemblies. Make sure the arms like this. Then use the elbows, and then that the missiles downward, and then you just, okay, this part I struggle with sometimes. I don't know why, so okay, there's on one side. So like before, use the elbow joint, move the missiles downward, and then you just put it in place. Not that hard, and then with that you put the arms together, otherwise it'll do it itself, I guess. Then this part you just hinge it down, turn it around, tab it in. Hinge it down, turn it around, tab it in. And as you can see, this adaptive piece, you can leave it on when you transform it for both ways. And with that, get the guns, make sure you have the little guns in here too. Don't want to forget about them. Put it, just pour it in. Make sure it's the bottom one. I mean, you could put it on this one, but then it doesn't look that good, now does it? And there you go, you just fix it up a little bit so everything's all straightened out. And I believe that's about it for Hound. Yes, he's a Mercedes vehicle. Look at that, just like Soundwave. And that's about it. Hound's truck mode is very interesting. I had no idea Mercedes made military vehicles till I watched Transformers the Last Night. Yeah, it's quite something. Not just supercars. A weird thing about Hound is that he has tally marks of Decepticon symbols, meaning that's how many he has ended their lives, which is very gruesome. Do actual soldiers do this in real life? I guess a neat little thing is that there's enough clearance to turn the turret around, so it could be like what it would probably be like in real life. The only problem is that the peg is very squeaky, so I'm afraid it could break. So do it up to your own discretion if you have this toy. And here's the truck mode without anything on the back, in case you were curious, because I know you probably were. Comparison time. Here's Hound next to Optimus Prime. Hound next to Bumblebee. Here's Hound next to Stinger and Crosshairs. Next, here's Hound next to Voyager Last Night Megatron. Next, here's Hound next to Nitro Zeus. Next, here's Hound next to Leader Class Megatron. Next, here's Hound next to Legacy Bulkhead, who basically transforms into what Age of Extinction Hound transforms into. So that's Transformers The Last Night Premiere Edition Voyager Class Autobot Hound. And yeah, he's a pretty good toy. Like I said, better than the Age of Extinction toy in the accuracy department, once again. And obviously I don't really mind that he comes with less weapons, because I don't really care about weapons and stuff like that. So also, it's cool that they incorporated taking off his helmet. I hope they do that whenever they get to a Studio Series Hound, which would be pretty neat, because they're all about accuracy in Studio Series. So yeah, if you do want like a good painted version of this toy, then get the movie the best one, because it's fucking Takara. Of course, it's gonna be painted better. So, well, that was true until they merged. But oh well. Oh well. Okay. So yeah, that's Hound. Get him if you want. Well, obviously get him if you're missing him in your collection, but if you're going to get a Hound, get this one, not the Age of Extinction one. Now it's time for the shameless YouTube begging. Like this video if you like the video. Subscribe notifications on so you don't miss when I upload a video. And share this with your friends and family who you think might like toy reviews. Also, links in the description is my second channel where I look at stuff that's not toys. And also my Mercari account because I am selling stuff. Okay, goodbye.